All right, so you guys know why you're here.
Yeah.
This whole Kim Soo-Hyun and Kim Sae Ron thing.
It's crazy, right?
It is, and I mean, you guys sent us a ton of stuff about it, so.
Yeah, a lot to go through.
There are articles here from Mint, The Times of India Times, now Gravitas.
Wow.
So we're going to try and get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, definitely got to unpack all this.
And I mean, it seems like there's just allegations and lawsuits and career impacts,
Everything.
everything, right?
It's a whole mess.
It's a mess. So, okay.
Where do we even begin?
Well, I guess the first question is what even started this whole thing?
Yeah, what was the spark that lit this fire?
Exactly.
Well, it seems like it all goes back to this YouTube video.
Oh, yeah?
From this group called Garicero Research Institute.
Okay, I've heard of them.
They're also known as Hover Lab.
Okay.
And they released this video on March 10th of this year.
So very recently.
Very recently. And in the video, there's this person claiming to be Kim Sae Ron's aunt.
Oh, wow.
And it's her claims that really seem to have kicked everything off.
So it's all coming from the aunt.
Yeah, it seems like she's the main source for a lot of this initial stuff.
Okay, so the aunt is making these claims. What are they saying specifically?
Well, the big one, the one that really got people talking, is about the relationship between Kim Soo-Hyun and Kim Sae-Ron.
Okay.
She's claiming that they had this secret relationship.
Secret.
And that it started back when Kim Sae-Ron was only 15 years old.
15.
And Kim Soo-Hyun was 27.
Oh, wow. That's a big age gap, especially when she's...
Huge, right.
It's
a really controversial part.
Yeah.
And it definitely raises questions about the power dynamic between them.
For sure. Okay, so that's a pretty big accusation.
Definitely.
What else did the aunt say?
Well, she also claimed that Kim Sae Ron later joined Kim Soo-Hyun's company.
So that's gold medalist, right?
Yep, gold medalist in 2019.
Okay, and that's after she left YG Entertainment.
Exactly.
Okay, so she's moving from one big agency to another.
It seems like a pretty natural progression, right?
Yeah, you would think so.
But the aunt is suggesting that Kim Sae Ron wasn't just some passive artist at gold medalist.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's saying that Kim Sae Ron was actually pretty actively involved.
Okay.
She was giving acting lessons, even helping to scout new talent.
Wow, so she was really contributing to the company.
That's what the aunt is saying, and she seems to be implying that this wasn't just some business arrangement.
Right, okay, I see where you're going with this.
Yeah.
So we have this relationship allegedly starting when Kim Sae Ron is really young.
Yeah, super young.
And then she joins his company and she's really involved.
Like a core part of the team almost.
And then what happens?
Well, the aunt claims that things kind of changed after Kim Sae Ron's DUI in 2022.
Oh, right, that was a whole other thing.
Yeah, big scandal.
Huge. And I remember that's when she left gold medalist.
Yeah, she did.
Okay, so DUI happens.
Mm-hmm.
She leaves the company. What does the aunt say about all that?
Well, she's actually alleging that after the DUI, Kim Soo-Hyun started to distance himself from Kim Sae Ron.
So, he didn't want to be associated with her anymore. This makes sense, I guess.
And it goes even further than that. The aunt actually suggests that Kim Soo-Hyun and gold medalist actually contributed to Kim Sae Ron's financial struggles.
Oh, wow. How so?
Well, her contract wasn't renewed after the DUI, right?
Right.
And the aunt is basically saying that they didn't support her after that. They left her high and dry.
Wow. And this is all according to the aunt?
This is all from the aunt's perspective.
Okay, so the aunt is painting a pretty bleak picture here.
Yeah, it's a rough story.
So we have this alleged relationship, potential abandonment after the DUI and financial problems. And the aunt is even saying that all this stress is what ultimately led to Kim Sae Ron's death by suicide.
It's a heavy accusation.
Incredibly heavy. And we have to be mindful that this is just one side of the story.
Absolutely. Right now, we're only hearing the aunt's perspective.
But it's a pretty powerful story.
Definitely.
Now, I do remember reading that Kim Soo-Hyun and gold medalist did provide some financial help after the DUI.
Yeah, that's true. They did help her out financially.
What exactly did they do?
Well, the reports say that they paid about $483,000 in damages related to the DUI incident.
So they did step up in some way.
Yeah, initially they did seem to offer support.
Okay, and then what happened?
Well, this is where it gets interesting.
Oh, boy.
The aunt claims that despite giving her that money in 2024, they sent a legal notice demanding repayment of that same amount.
So they helped her out and then asked for the money back.
That's what the aunt is saying.
Wow. So if we're following the aunt's narrative, then the selfie that Kim Sae Ron posted with Kim Soo-Hyun.
The one that went viral?
Yeah. Could that have been her way of trying to reach out to him?
It's possible.
Maybe she was feeling the financial pressure and felt like he had abandoned her?
Yeah, and that she was trying to get his attention.
It's a really sad story if that's how it played out.
Definitely. And tragically, as we know, Kim Sae Ron was found dead on her birthday back in February.
Yeah, that was awful.
And her death was ruled a suicide.
So incredibly sad. What a complicated situation.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack here.
Now, obviously, these are some pretty serious accusations.
Definitely.
So how did Kim Soo-Hyun's side respond to all of this?
Well, gold medalist, his agency, they came out with a statement pretty quickly, and they denied everything.
Completely.
Completely. They called the claims coming from that YouTube channel baseless and malicious.
So they're saying the ant is lying, basically.
Essentially.
But Garosero Research Institute, they didn't back down, did they?
Nope. They doubled down. They insisted that their information was coming directly from Kim Sae Ron's family.
So they're standing by their story.
Yeah, and they even hinted that they had more evidence they were going to release.
Oh, really? So they were like just getting started?
Yeah, this was just the beginning.
Oh, boy. And did they release more information?
They did.
What else came out?
Well, shortly after that first video, a text message surfaced.
Oh, wow.
Allegedly between Kim Sae Ron and Kim Soo-Hyun.
Okay.
And in the message, Kim Sae Ron mentions receiving a legal document.
I'm guessing that's the demand for repayment?
Yeah, most likely. And she's asking for more time to pay back this huge sum of money, 700 million Korean won.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of money.
It is a lot.
So this kind of adds fuel to the fire of the financial aspect of the story.
Exactly. It shows that she was under some serious financial strain.
Right. And then on top of that, we have the photos that started to leak.
The photos, yeah, those were a game changer.
The first one that came out was a selfie.
Right, from back in 2016.
Apparently. And it shows Kim Soo-Hyun kissing Kim Sae Ron on the cheek.
And if that photo really is from 2016, then she would have been a minor.
Yeah, that's the problem.
And because of that, this photo caused a huge backlash online.
I can imagine.
People were calling for boycotts of his work.
Yeah, I bet it was all over social media.
It was everywhere. It just shows you how quickly public opinion can turn on someone.
Especially with a single image.
Yeah, a picture really is worth 1,000 words sometimes.
In this case, maybe more than 1,000.
Right.
So with all this happening, what did gold medalists do?
Well, at first they stuck to their guns. They kept saying that any relationship happened after Kim Sae Ron was 19.
So after she was legally an adult.
Right, because that's the age of majority in South Korea.
Right, but the public pressure just kept mounting, didn't it?
It did. The photo really changed things.
So did they change their story at all?
They did eventually.
Okay.
They ended up confirming that Kim Soo-Hyun and Kim Sae Ron had a relationship.
Oh.
But they were very specific about the timeline.
Oh.
They said it started in the summer of 2019 after she turned 19.
Right.
And it ended in the fall of 2020.
So they're admitting to a relationship, but only within a very specific time frame.
Exactly, and they're still denying that anything happened while she was a minor.
Okay, so that's their official stance now.
Yeah.
Did they address anything else?
They did. They also talked about Kim Soo-Hyun's mental health.
Oh, right.
They said he was going through a lot because of the controversy and all the media attention.
I mean, I can only imagine that would be incredibly stressful.
Right. It's got to be tough to have your personal life splashed all over the news like that.
And with so many accusations flying around?
Exactly.
So they're saying he's not doing well mentally?
That's what they're saying.
Did they say anything about that selfie?
Oh, yeah. They said it was taken during the time that they acknowledged they were dating.
So they're trying to say that it wasn't taken when she was underage.
Right.
But wasn't there something about the timeline not quite adding up?
Yeah, some people pointed out some inconsistencies.
Oh, really?
Like details that didn't match up with the timeline they gave.
Interesting. Okay, so they're trying to manage the situation, but there's still some questions.
Definitely.
Now, what about that legal notice for the debt repayment?
Oh, yeah, that was another thing they addressed.
What did they say about that?
Well, they basically said that it was just a formality.
A formality?
Yeah, they said it was a necessary legal step before they could write off the debt.
Okay.
They said the debt was officially written off in December of 2023.
So just a few months ago.
Right, and they claimed that they had to send the legal notice first to comply with all the rules and regulations.
So they're saying it wasn't meant to be a harsh move or anything.
Right, they're trying to frame it as just following procedure.
And they also said it was to avoid any tax issues for Kim Sae Ron.
Exactly.
So they're trying to make it seem like they were actually looking out for her best interests.
Yeah, that's their spin on it.
It's fascinating how they're trying to control the narrative.
Isn't it?
And it makes you wonder what's really going on behind the scenes.
I know. It's like trying to piece together a puzzle with missing pieces.
Exactly. But, okay, let's move on from that. What about the fallout for Kim Soo-Hyun?
Yeah, the consequences for him have been pretty huge.
Yeah, from what I've read, it seems like his career has taken a major hit.
It has, and it happened fast.
How bad is it?
Well, by March 20th, he had already lost something like 600,000 followers on Instagram.
Wow, that's a lot.
That's a big chunk of his audience.
And that's just the beginning, right?
Yeah, that's just the tip of the iceberg.
What else has happened?
A bunch of brands have dropped him from their endorsements.
Oh, yeah.
Big names, too.
Who are we talking about?
Prada Korea, Dintu Cuckoo China, Jeju Air, Tous Les Jours, Shinhem Bank, Eider Ekyung Group.
Wow, that's a long list.
It is.
And those are some major companies.
Yeah, losing those endorsements is a huge financial blow.
Right, and it definitely hurts his public image, too.
Brr.
So that's the endorsement side of things. But what about his acting projects?
Yeah, those have been affected, too.
What's going on there?
Well, there were calls to boycott his new KDrama knockoff.
Right. I remember hearing about that.
And there are reports that another show, Good Day, on NBC got postponed.
Oh, wow. So it's affecting his current projects and potential future ones?
Yeah, it's a domino effect.
And on top of all that, there's even talk about Disney Plus maybe suing him for damages.
Yeah, that's a possibility, too.
Wow. So he's facing some serious repercussions professionally.
Yeah, it's been a rough few weeks for him.
And what about personally? How's he holding up?
Well, from what I've read, it sounds like he's been laying low.
Makes sense.
Yeah, he's been spending time with his family at his home in Seoul.
So he's basically in hiding.
Pretty much.
It's got to be tough to go through something like this so publicly.
Yeah, it's like your whole life is under a microscope.
And everyone has an opinion.
Everyone's got something to say. It's wild.
It is. And it makes you think about the kind of pressure celebrities are under.
Right. Like they have no privacy at all.
It's insane. Okay, so we've talked about the accusations, the denials, the professional fallout.
Yeah.
What about legal action? Has there been any of that?
Oh, yeah. There's been a lot of legal stuff going on.
Okay, fill me in.
So gold medalist, they filed criminal charges.
Against who?
Against the guy who runs Garicero Research Institute, that YouTube channel.
So Hover Lab?
Yep. And also against some members of Kim Sae Ron's family.
Wow, they're really going after everyone.
It seems like it.
What are the charges?
It's all related to those leaked photos and videos.
Okay.
They're saying that it's illegal distribution of footage.
So basically revenge porn kind of stuff.
Yeah, basically. And they're not messing around.
I mean, it is a serious crime.
It is. And they're taking it very seriously.
Did they file any other complaints?
Yeah, they did.
What else?
They also filed a complaint against Garicero Research Institute for spreading rumors about blackmail.
Blackmail. How does that tie into this?
Well, they're claiming that the YouTube channel was saying that Kim Soo-Hyun was being blackmailed because of this whole dating scandal.
Oh, wow. So it's getting even more messy.
It is. There are accusations flying from all sides.
So gold medalist is trying to use the law to fight back against these accusations.
That's what it looks like.
And what about that other photo that leaked? The one where he's supposedly in Kim Sae Ron's kitchen.
Oh, yeah, the pants down photo.
Yeah, that one. What did gold medalist say about that?
They completely denied it.
Like they said it wasn't him.
They said it wasn't him and that he'd never even been to her house.
Okay, so they're just flat out denying that one.
Yep, it's another layer of he said, she said.
And I'm guessing the YouTube channel is standing by their claim that it's real.
Oh, yeah, they're not backing down.
So we have these two completely different narratives.
Exactly, and it's hard to know what to believe.
It is, and it seems like both sides are digging in their heels.
Definitely.
Now, you mentioned earlier that Kim Sae Ron's mother had some demands.
Oh, yeah, she made a few requests.
What did she want?
Well, first, she wants Kim Soo-Hyun to apologize publicly and admit that he had a relationship with her daughter when she was underage.
So she's not letting that go.
Nope.
And what else?
She also wants gold medalist to apologize for supposedly manipulating the media.
Manipulating the media? How so?
Well, she's claiming that they've been trying to cover up the relationship for years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she's saying they've been actively working to silence anyone who tried to talk about it.
That's a pretty big accusation.
It is.
And what was her third demand?
She wants them to apologize for sending that legal notice about the debt repayment.
Okay, so she's basically saying they need to take responsibility for their actions.
Exactly, and acknowledge the pain that they caused her daughter.
It sounds like there's a lot of anger and hurt on both sides.
Yeah, this whole thing is just a tragedy.
It really is. And it seems like the legal battles are far from over.
Oh, yeah, they're just getting started.
Okay, so we have all this happening in South Korea, but what about internationally?
Oh, yeah, this whole thing has gone global.
Has it really?
Yep, it's big news everywhere.
Wow, so what kind of international repercussions are we talking about?
Well, there's this thing in Taiwan.
Okay.
Kim Soo-Hyun was supposed to appear at the Kaohsiung Cherry Blossom Festival.
Oh, yeah, I remember seeing that.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, it is.
And now, because of this whole controversy, he might have to cancel.
And what happens if he cancels?
Well, he could face a massive fine.
How much are we talking?
Almost $1 million, 900,000 to be exact.
Oh, wow, that's serious money.
Yeah, it is.
So just by not showing up, he could be out almost $1 million.
That's the situation.
Wow. And what was he supposed to do at the festival?
He had a 40-minute show planned.
And then some fan interaction stuff, meet and greets, photos, that kind of thing.
So it was a big appearance.
It was, and they've been using his image all over their promotional materials.
So they were really banking on him being there.
Yeah, they were.
And now it's all up in the air.
It's
crazy how this whole thing is blown up.
It's insane.
Okay, so let's try and summarize everything we've talked about.
All right, let's do it.
We have these initial accusations from Kim Sae Ron's aunt about a relationship that allegedly started when she was a minor.
Yeah.
Then we have denials from Kim Soo-Hyun's agency, and then a partial confirmation of a relationship,
Right.
but only within a specific time frame.
Exactly.
Then we have all these leaked messages and photos, and the huge professional and personal fallout for Kim Soo-Hyun.
It's been a whirlwind.
And now there are all these legal battles happening.
Yeah, it's a mess.
It really is, and it all comes back to the sources that you guys sent us.
Yeah, we couldn't have done this deep dive without your help.
Thank you for that.
It's been quite a journey trying to untangle all of this.
It's like a soap opera.
It really is. But it does raise some important questions.
It does.
Like, with all this information flying around online,
Yeah.
how do we know what's true and what's just speculation?
That's the big question, right?
It is, and it's something we all have to grapple with in this digital age.
Especially with social media, it's like the Wild West out there.
Exactly. And then there's the ethical side of things.
Yeah.
Like, what responsibility do media outlets have when they report on these kinds of stories?
That's a big one.
And what about individuals sharing this information online?
Right. Where do you draw the line?
It's a complex issue with no easy answers.
Definitely not.
But it's something we need to think about.
For sure.
This whole situation with Kim Soo-Hyun and Kim Sae Ron, it really highlights the power and the danger of information in the digital age.
It does.
And it makes you realize that there's always more to the story than what you see on the surface.
Absolutely. There are always multiple perspectives.
And we need to be careful about rushing to judgment.
Especially when we only have a piece of the puzzle.
Exactly. So what do you guys think about all this?
Yeah, we want to hear your thoughts.
Let us know in the comments below. What are your other opinions on this?
We're really interested to hear what you have to say.
And if you found this deep dive informative, please give us a like.
Yeah, a like would be great.
And subscribe to The Other Opinion for more in-depth discussions like this.
We've got tons of other deep dives on all sorts of topics.
So hit that subscribe button and join the community.
We love having you here.
And if you know anyone who might be interested in this story,
Yeah, spread the word.
share it with them.
We appreciate it.
We do. And just a quick reminder that this deep dive was created using AI.
Yeah, we had a little help from our robot friends.
So it's possible that some of the information might not be completely accurate.
We did our best to fact-check everything, but, you know.
Technology isn't perfect,
It's not.
but we're always learning and improving.
That's the goal.
So thanks again for watching.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And we'll see you in the next deep dive.
Bye!
Bye.